Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Here I will focus on reviewing 4K UHD releases for their video qualities and whether or not you should consider buying them or giving them a pass. I am not here to review the films themselves, just its video presentation on your home theater display. My first title I'm going to be reviewing is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is the regular slipcover edition. It's got the movie poster on the front, and when you slip it off, it's basically the same thing underneath. Very nice movie poster, done very well. There's the back, lists your exclusives and, like your additional scenes and all other kind of information there. When you open this up, you got your Blu-ray disc over here, your 4K Ultra HD disc over here. Art department did a pretty cool job making these look like old Hollywood film cans. Got the tape on there with the movie title. Kind of neat. Got to take your hat off to those guys. All right, now to get to, well, actually, before I get to the review of the 4K presentation, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of information. This movie is rated R. It has a runtime of 141 minutes. It does have an aspect ratio of 2:39:1, which means there are going to be black bars on your screen. Actually, there's also going to be black bars on the sides sometimes because this movie was filmed in different aspect ratios when there's like an old black and white TV show that's involved in the movie. So it is going to flip back and forth, but it doesn't hinder the movie. It's done fairly well. So it's not going to bother you. Now on to the 4K, my thoughts on the 4K transfer of this movie. It's from Sony Pictures. Did an okay job with it. It's not exactly what I was expecting. I saw this movie in the theater, and I remember it being dark. It seemed like a dark film. So I thought when I would get it home here on my home theater OLED screen, it would be a lot brighter. And it just doesn't seem to have a whole lot of brightness there. It is a very dark and gritty movie, and there is film grain. So you will see that. I know that bothers some people. It doesn't really take away from the movie, but if film grain bothers you, you're going to notice this because it's throughout this whole film. If this was going to be like a 4K demo disc, is this what you were thinking? No, I don't think. I think you'd want to pass on this. The HDR use seems kind of minimal. There was one scene where it was in the California desert that really comes to mind. It made the colors pop. Everything looked very cool. The other scene was, I think, some neon when they're driving at night. There's some neon signs and stuff where the HDR makes the colors pop. But other than that, it just looks slightly better than the Blu-ray. I have to be honest there. As you're watching the Blu-ray, and then you turn in and you put in your 4K disc, it's just not a whole lot different. They're very similar takes. So just keep that in mind. On to the audio. The audio, there was a 7.1 DTS HD MA audio track, which sounded very good on my outdated 5.1 system. I have not upgraded yet, so I do not have Dolby Atmos or anything like that, but it sounded really good. And it has some, the soundtrack's very nice, has some 60s throwback music in it, and they did a very good job with that. Okay, should you buy this or not? Well, if you're going to want to buy this, I would say, if you saw the film in the theater and you liked it, I would go ahead and buy this because it is a good movie. It's a classic Tarantino ending. I mean, I was going to say, the other thing you're going to want, if you're a Tarantino fan, you got to have everything he puts out, or, you just love the guy, you love what he does. I would pick this up too. Because you're probably going to want to, I know this is his first 4K, the movie that was done in 4K, so the other ones are probably going to be released. This would be the first one. So if you're a collector of Tarantino stuff, you're probably going to want to run out and get a copy of this. Those of you who are not going to want to run out and get a copy of this are grain haters. I know there's some video files out there where the grain in these 4K just bother people and they don't want to see it. They just want everything to be super clear and super sharp. Well, you got to remember, this was filmed on 35 millimeter film. So you're going to see the film grain. And from what I'm understanding, 4K is so detailed that you're going to see the film grain. I mean, that's amazing that it can do that, but it does bother some people. So if you're a grain hater, I would pass on this because it is throughout the whole movie. You're going to see this grain. If you're looking for your new 4K demo disc to put in and wow your family or whatever, this is not going to be the disc either. There's just not many wow moments in here with the 4K. Like I said earlier, it's basically just slightly better than the regular Blu-ray edition. So I would give it a pass if that's what you're looking for there too, just to be honest with you. Okay, so that's all I got for this one. Just remember to hit the like button if you think this video helped you out. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And you know what? I'll see you on the next one.